Hi guys, welcome to the FPL Gameweek Quartet. We would be very happy to discuss about what kind of transfer strategy you need to have, what kind of players you need to keep in mind, and injuries in any of the matches which players might have played in international break. Right? So we do have those kind of issues, situations. A lot of people made different combinations and had different permutations about their teams, but I'm going to discuss about certain things and certain plays which I am actually thinking that how they're going to give me. I would say solace also because I had couple of reversals when it came to certain players not being available and certain players they were not actually performing. But this is my team which is in front of you, which I have made actually, and which I have continued for the last couple of weeks. In defense, I mean, I've been kind of disappointed with Guardiola with that the value of six because how he ended last season was phenomenal, right? He got back-to-back clean sheets. There were so many goals he used to score at the end also, but this is kind of missing right now. And I hope that against Brentford at Manchester City, they would be able to get that clean sheet also. I had left with Davis because Davis had a very good championship season last time before they got promoted. But the problem with Ipswich is that they are the worst when it comes to creating goal scoring opportunities, which I'm going to discuss about in the stats as well. I have Martinez. Again, Manchester United had the first clean sheet in the very first game they played against Fulham. That was also kind of a lucky one, but I just hope that he does really well in the next couple of game weeks. And let's start it by today. The first game week, I would say the first match they have against Southampton. I really wish that Martinez is able to at least give me those pointers also. Emil Smith Rowe, again, at 5.5, I think it's a very good buy at this price against West Ham. West Ham has one of the worst records when it comes to expected goals conceded. Again, I have a data for that I'm going to share. So, Emil Smith Rowe is a very important player in that regard. I've got Mo Salah in the team. I had to, do it the hard way. I subbed out Saka, which was also a very tough call to make, but I had no option, but I had to do that, so I did that. I had Jota also. I actually backed on, I wouldn't say Jota as a wrong player, but I think Luis Diaz would have been better at this point of time because of what he has done. So if you can get him, that would be great. But I have Jota, I have Silva also because Bernardo Silva has looked threatening. I think that he's going to be still there. He's playing almost all the matches at 6.5. I think he's a valuable asset for you. Gordon, I have now. I don't know what to do with Gordon. Gordon scored one goal for Newcastle, but he has looked off color this season. Maybe let's hope that international break does him pretty well because he was the star performer for Newcastle in the last season along with Isaac. So I just hope that he does really well. Again, obviously, I have Haaland and I have Larson. Now, Larson is a differential pick for me. He had a great season at Celta Vigo last time as well. He scored 13 goals, 3 assists. Obviously, he connects with Haaland in the national team as well because both of these guys actually play for Norway. So I feel that Larson would have a very good season this time, and a lot of people take him to be one of the best signings for this season. And let's say that Wolves, they do pretty well. And against the Newcastle team, who mind you is again kind of susceptible to conceding goals as well. So I'm also banking on that, and let's see how it goes. Solanke is on the bench. I'm just waiting for the update about his fitness. If he's fit, I might get him on the pitch. But right now he's not, scheduled to start. Thomas again from Leicester, and I have Mikolenko because see the problem with Everton has been that they have been the worst when it comes to conceding so many opportunities along with Ipswich Town. So unfortunately, with an Aston Villa side, with Ole Watkins and all those guys with Bailey and everyone who looks very very strong. I think Onana has been a great signing for them. So I wanted him to do well, but unfortunately he'll be on the bench for me. So let's look at a couple of things which I would want to talk about. The teams which actually have a very good expected goals ratio. Now, if you see Manchester City and Liverpool are kind of head and shoulder above the rest of the team. City has expected goals of 7.1, Liverpool has 6.9. So these two, obviously, and for City, I think majorly has come from Haaland only. But Liverpool, I think it has been divided wonderfully between Salah and Luis Diaz. That's one thing. Bournemouth and Brighton have been there and thereabout. That's a great achievement for Bournemouth, especially because they are not known to be very good when it comes to scoring goals. They have also, to their credit, they've lost Solanke to Tottenham this season, and also still they are there. So tells you about the structure which they have in place and the players they have. Brighton, again, they are a high quality team. They play with a lot of flair and passion, and I think they're rightly there. And obviously Manchester United now, surprisingly United, they look all over the place right now. The problem with them is they are playing a very high risk football. They concede goals also, they create opportunities also, but at the end of the day, Manchester United, they are there in top 5 as compared to expected goals, but still they're a long way off than what they have to do. Now, this is for the teams, unfortunately, who have not done pretty well when it comes to conceding goals and the chances which they have given away. So, expected goal against the last column, look at Ipswich, they are at 6.8, and unfortunately, they only are creating 1.2 goals. So, that's a terrible stat, to be honest. When you have a difference of minus 5.6 between your expected goals and expected goals conceded, there is a major problem, and you actually can then identify a team which is, I would say, destined for relegation. With all due respect to them, they have to do certain things extraordinary just to avoid that. West Ham are there also when it comes to expected goals against at 6.3. That's highest. Everton, as I've said earlier, also they have been pathetic. The way they lost the last game. See, Everton were 2-0 up, and everybody thought that Everton are going to at least get some points on board. But I mean, Bournemouth made a phenomenal recovery, and I think they were just unbelievable in that game. But it was a big heartbreak for Crystal Palace again. Have not been great at this point of time, but that's how they have been. They're doing well, but again, Crystal Palace, they would be there and thereabout. They would be the relegation battle, and I expect them to at least fight for that with the players like Eze and Mateta. I think that they would be doing certain things properly. Okay, so apart from this, we have Southampton. Again, Southampton had a terrible start. They would be, I think, again, another team who would be fighting for relegation. I think a lot of these teams which have been promoted, they would be in that fight only, right? And I think they are one of them. So let's see how much they can improve. Fixtures for this game week, and the teams which I've highlighted in green actually have a very favourable fixture. So Manchester United against Southampton, I feel that Manchester United would be back to their best, which they have not been so far this season. Brighton, again, they have a mouth-watering fixture against. I would say mouth-watering for Brighton, not for Ipswich. Fulham, because of how West Ham have been conceding, so you can think that Emil Smith Rowe would be very important at this game week. In fact, Liverpool also, I'm not highlighted that, but Liverpool, I'm kind of assuming they would be having a very favourable fixture. Because I'm not highlighted because Nottingham Forest, as I've said, they are they have the second best defense for this season when it comes to expected goals. They are conceding, and hence they would be a tough nut to crack for Liverpool, but I think Liverpool would be doing that pretty well. Manchester City, they would obviously have a game week, whatever they play, they would be having that kind of a game week wherein it would be easier for them to score. And Aston Villa against Everton, and Everton, as I said, they have been in a very good form so far. Chelsea, I think with the players, so many players which have been brought in, and they have been now trying to adjust to each other's energies and system and structure. So I think they are also going to have a good team. So I'm just giving you 4-5 teams from which you can select maximum players which are going to give you a very good. Now, when it comes to fixture, these three teams have favourable next 5 game week fixtures. Aston Villa with Everton home, Wolves home, Ipswich away, Manchester United home, Fulham away. Manchester United, who would be tough, but I think Aston Villa at this point of time and at this point of time how United are playing, I think they should have a very good chance. And Chelsea also, Bournemouth, West Ham, Brighton, and again we have Nottingham Forest. The last game obviously is kind of tricky for them. They go to Liverpool. And for Liverpool also the same thing, right? They also have a favorable fixture, so you can understand that these are the teams which are going to probably they should be the center of your FPL teams whenever you are picking them. Another place to watch out for this game week is Luis Diaz. I think Diaz had a great start to this season. 3 goals, 1 assist. Look at the expected goals and expected assist. That's 2.8. That's a very high number in 3 games, and only Mo Salah has highest in Liverpool, which is at 3.2. So he has taken 8 shots. 4 have been on target. His shot, I would say, shot creating opportunity. So let's see that 15. That's again a very high number. Next match against Nottingham Forest, who have actually played really well. They have been second best in defense when it comes to expected goals scored against them, and that is at 2.1. So this is where I think you would need to give more respect to them, and probably let's see how they would do. But at Anfield, Liverpool playing their home team, I believe that Liverpool are heavy favorites for this match. Cole Palmer, another player I would want to suggest you for this week. 1 goal, 4 assists. The first game was kind of very rusty for Cole Palmer. Again, the game against that was the game against Manchester City, so you can imagine that. But he has really looked menacing after that. In the next 2 games, he was brilliant. In the second game, he just ran right and gave 3 assists. In the last game also, he did the same thing as well. So I think this guy, he is going to be that much dependable again for this season as well. And let's see how we go. So next game against Bournemouth, as I said, a team which conceded goal, because see, Bournemouth conceded 2 goals in the last game against Everton before they made a stunning comeback. And they are susceptible to conceding goals, and I think that Chelsea, with the firepower they have, and hopefully now with the new manager once again, let's say they are able to do certain things very consistently. Now let's talk about the player which is likely to be subbed by a lot of managers, and including me also, which I have done, which is again. So for Saka, it's a tough call to replace him, but if you want to get Mo Salah in the team, you would definitely need a player of that sort to be replaced. And Salah doesn't come cheap, right? So Saka has to be sacrificed if you want to get Salah. So Salah and Haaland have to be there both in the team. So I created a team which has both of these guys, and I believe that this is one of the most important things right now. You need to take care of that. You can either go for Luis Diaz also. 7.6 right now, he is cheap because if he keeps on performing the way he is, he might have a value of 8 to 8.5 So, and again, Cole Palmer, as I already said, pricey 10.6, but he's worth of it, because even though Chelsea have thousands of players for them to play, I think Cole Palmer would be one of the most consistent players in the team. So now let's look at the 2 differential picks which I feel that you may need to have, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of people have made those kind of things as well, because I'm talking about Larson. Strad Larson, I already have him in my team. See, the expected goals and expected assists is kind of same for both of these guys, for Larson as well as for Pedro. But Pedro has scored 2 goals and Larson has scored 1 goal. So that's due to Brighton also, because Brighton are creating more chances as well. And if you see the shot creating actions, Pedro has 9 and with the Larson just 2. But he's a talent, Larson, as I said, from Celta Vigo he has been a brilliant player. I think he is going to be a force to reckon with, and I think that he is going to have a lot of opportunities, for this team only also. And I think we need to have some patience with him. But at 5.9, I think he's a very good value. And Pedro also, because of Brighton's great start, and plus you want to have a budget for players like Salah and Haaland together, and maybe Luis Diaz, or maybe even Kevin De Bruyne, because he is still getting into his rhythm for this season. So Pedro for this game week is a great pick. Ipswich Town home. expected the goals against, as I said, the worst in the league at 6.8. And in fact, Newcastle is also conceding a lot of goals. It's 15th best their expected goals. So that's another thing where Larson can actually score a goal also, and we have to see it. So that's more about it. That's more about the team which I've made. I've already shared you my team, whatever my team I've been able to devise. Let's hope that it gives me decent enough points on the players who have actually not performed so far, like Gordon or Guardiola, even Martinez. I just hope that these players pick up their form and at least give a return, which actually that's been deserving to their stature as well. So thank you so much. All the best and take care.